Hi guys, I'm Gabby and welcome to my channel if it's your first time here, and if you're returning, thank you so much and welcome back. So in today's video, I wanted to explain the overall process when you're bringing your loved one over, because I think a lot of people, well, I won't say a lot, most people are confused with the process. There are generally like three phases. You have phase one with USCIS, then you have phase two with MVC, and then the final stage is the interview stage, right? That's where we want to get to and get the approval for the interview. So let's talk about stage one with USCIS, right? This is where I think the misunderstanding comes in at the beginning with USCIS. When you're submitting a visa for a relative or a loved one, you're completing what is called Form I-130. It's a petition for an alien relative. Notice the key word in that title of this form, petition. And that's I think what kind of gets people confused. What you're doing at stage one is you're petitioning to apply for a visa for your loved one. So when you're filling out Form I-130, what you're doing is you're going to USCIS and asking them, is it okay for me to apply for a visa, for an immigrant visa for my loved one? That's all that petition is. Form I-130 is requesting permission to move forward with applying for the visa. That's all of it is. So I think people get confused when you say that your Form I-130 is approved. There are some people who aren't familiar with the process and they think that approval means they're getting their visa. No, it doesn't. And even on that form, because USCIS knows that it can be confusing, why they do it this way. Anyway, because they know it's confusing, they put on that form, if you pay close attention, this does not mean that you're getting a visa. Do not make any plans. This is not approval for a green card. This is not approval for a visa. It's on that piece of paper that tells you are approved. So once you get your approval from USCIS, that's just the beginning stages. They're saying, yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, you may go ahead and submit an application for a visa for your loved one. That's all that petition means, okay? And the reason you have to even request permission is they being USCIS, have to make sure you're eligible to apply for a visa for your loved one, because not everybody can apply. For the most part, there are certain criteria that you have to meet to be able to submit that petition, right? We won't get into all those details in this particular video, but we're just giving an overview of the process, okay? So stage one, USCIS approval for your petition is just saying yes, you may collect $200 and move on, okay? All right, so then once you get your approval from USCIS, your case is then moved to NVC, the National Visa Center. You probably heard about them before. So this is stage two of your immigrant visa process with the National Visa Center. All right, so these are kind of like two separate entities, but they work together in the immigration process, right? They're all a part of the U.S. government in some form, shape, or fashion, right? So we're going to the National Visa Center, and the National Visa Center is basically in an administrative office. Think of it that way. They're just like secretaries for you doing your visa application. When you get to MVC, this is when you're actually submitting the application for the visa, okay? That's why they have the immigrant visa application online on MVC's online system that they ask that the immigrant who wants to come over to the U.S. fill out. That's the online, the DS-260, that is the actual immigrant visa application that the immigrant fills out to request for a visa, and then you have to pay these fees. So what NVC does is make sure you have all your documents necessary to get you ready for the interview. They want to make sure you have all the information that the counselor needs in order to facilitate your interview. So you need to have all the paperwork you provided to USCIS, and then when you get to them, they may request additional documents known as civil documents. Some of this may be a little bit redundant to what you submitted to USCIS, and some of it may not. So they may ask for things like birth certificate, passports, police certificate. You have to pay fees. At this stage, you'll do all this online through what's called their CX system, Counselor Electronic Application. I forgot the name, but I'll put it on the screen. And you'll fill out all the paperwork there, pay additional fees. This is when you're going to need someone to sponsor you. This typically would be the person that is applying for the visa for you. That would be the U.S. immigrant or the U.S. legal permanent resident, right? So they'll need to submit financial documents showing that they can take care of you when you come to the United States, that you won't be a burden on the system, you won't be on the street somewhere and you have someone that can take care of you. So you'll do all that paperwork at this stage. They'll be requesting for stuff, and once they have everything they need from you, all the documents, all the evidence, all the applications filled out, all the fees paid, because the first thing you're going to do is pay them fees, okay? You're not going anywhere until you pay your fees first. You'll pay your fees, then you'll start submitting all your other documents and filling out your applications. NVC does their approval process where they're basically saying that you're documentarily qualified or documentarily complete. They both mean the same thing. Basically, we got everything we need from you in order to schedule an interview. So then they're like the liaison between you and the embassy. So they go to the embassy, say, hey, he or she is ready for the interview. Do you have any interview dates? The embassy gives NVC their availability and their interview dates. So at this stage, you may be waiting. At all the stages, you're going to be waiting, let's be honest. But at this stage, you may wait a little bit longer. And then once the embassy lets NVC knows that they have a date available for you to do your interview, NVC then reaches out to you with the date and things that you need to bring with you to the interview. This is when you will be notified that you need to take a medical exam. So then you'll do your medicals. You'll also do a police report again, should your police report that you initially submitted to NVC has expired. Because sometimes people are in a waiting period and their waiting process is long, and unfortunately their initial police certificate expires. So if that's the case, you'll need to do another police certificate. So then you'll go to the embassy, which is the final stage, the third stage, and have your interview and successfully pass your interview, and then you'll get your visa. So that's the gist of it. I just wanted to make sure you understand the process, because I think a lot of people think at that first stage with USCIS, that's when the approval for the visa, when it's not. It's a step-by-step process. So I just wanted to come get that information. If there are any questions that you have, leave them in the comment section below. If you want to share your experiences, leave those in the comment section below. I enjoy reading them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next interview. Take care. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.